the second amendment.
Thank you, Lord Mayor. I rise to second the amendment proposed by Councillor Roger Harmer. On 15th December, 10 days before Christmas Day, I was telephoned by a distraught mother of 4 children, including a severely disabled child, to say they'd been without heating and hot water for 2 weeks and could I please help. I sent an urgent request to the large housing association, who are her landlords, asking them to contact me about the situation. I got an automated reply: "We'll contact you in 2 days." So I emailed the housing officer contact, who I know, and asked him to escalate it for me. A week later, the mother told me she and her family had spent the last 3 weeks being moved in and out of a hotel whilst checks were being done at the property to try to fix the boiler. Every trip to the hotel cost her £8 clean air zone charge. I eventually obtained a phone number of the contracted company, and they assured me that they were treating it as urgent. But on 23rd of December, the customer service team replied to my original email saying they had forwarded it to their contractors to look at it as soon as possible. I replied saying the boiler had failed again, it was now very urgent, and I once again received an automated reply. On the 4th of January, I received a reply to my email of 23rd December. They had forwarded it to the customer care team and the contractors to look at it as soon as possible. On that same day, the boiler was replaced, and I replied to the email asking for a senior officer to contact me to discuss recompensing the family for the £88 that they'd got in clean air zone charges and the stress of being moved in and out of a hotel over the Christmas period. I've not had a reply to that, only that I cannot in effect speak to a senior officer, as all inquiries by MPs and councillors are handled by the customer call centre. In another case, with a different, very large housing association, a family of 5 living in overcrowded conditions with mould and damp have taken court proceedings using a no-win, no-fee solicitor. They're about to accept a settlement which will result in them receiving a couple of £100 and the solicitors a significant amount more. But the core issue still has not been addressed. The father pleaded to me, "I don't want the money, I just want a bedroom for my daughter to have some privacy and with no mould on the ceiling." When I asked them who their housing officer was, it transpired, despite dozens of complaints and a court case, he's never had any contact with anyone who actually came to get to know the family, assess their needs and work towards a solution. And when it came to who I could contact to make representations on their behalf, I'm again left with a call centre. Dealing with housing issues is not new to me. I regularly worked with housing officers as a police officer and when I was doing outreach with a homeless charity. But in the last 3 years, I've noticed things have changed. Housing associations have merged with each other and become much larger. And sadly, the economies of scale you would have thought might bring efficiency has not helped the tenants on the ground. Housing officers with their own patch to cover, a bit like neighbourhood police teams, seem to be nice to have, dispensable and few and far between. And the result is sadly that tenants have been abandoned, problems go unresolved and unreported, health and well-being is impacted, and the cost to the public purse in all sorts of ways is huge. And although this motion is primarily about council-owned housing, we should not forget that thousands of our citizens live in housing association properties. Indeed, in my own ward, the 2 big providers, Midland Heart and Green Square Accord, have far more properties than the council stock. Our amendment calls for a consistent quality response to member casework. But like the other councillors who've spoken in this debate, what I really want to see this lead to is a consistent quality response to tenants' needs. Thank you, Lord Mayor.
Thank you.